Alright my friends, welcome back to my survival difficulty, no damage, all collectibles walkthrough for The Evil Within 2. So we're starting chapter 11, and this is going to be a long chapter. There's a lot of things going on, lots of cutscenes as well. But before we move on ahead, since I upgraded the amount of handgun ammunition that I can carry, it's a good idea to go back to the safe house and pick up any ammunition that you left behind. That way you just have it.
Right. Let's hope the
and now we're going to go back to the marrow and try and find O'Neill, who has stopped responding to Sebastian, and you know that's not a good sign, but we'll see what happens. As per usual, we have to deal with the loading, but that actually wasn't that bad. It didn't take that long. So we're back in the facilities, and now we're going to get a move on. Make sure you pick that up, and let's do this. Feels like we've been coming into this area quite a bit. So in order to open this door, we actually need to flip all of the switches up. So it's nothing complicated here. There we go.
Like Theodore's been here. Maybe that's why.
Make sure you pick up that slide.
Hoffman's safe house is nearby. I should check up on her.
You know what surprises me is that Theodore managed to place all of these, you know, candles burning and, you know, paint the walls with blood essentially. He sure was busy in the 20 or so minutes when we didn't see him. I know that technically you can probably create all of this and give it a rather grotesque environment, but even still, the guy was busy for sure. Well, we don't need a syringe, so let's get a move on. That's not a good sign.
Hoffman,
and she's gone.
You here? Another one of these. What happened here?
Well, let's find out.
Liam? Is that you? Liam? Is that you? How is my communicator getting your signal? Never mind. It doesn't matter. Where are you? What? That's on the other side of the laboratory. It's a restricted area. We were told never to go there. We don't have clearance. How did you... Okay, I understand. Yes, I'll meet you there. Just be careful.
Yep, that's very weird that O'Neill, you know, would voluntarily leave his safe house.
To go to a restricted area of the marrow?
Very suspicious indeed, since the guy, when we first met him, he said that he would only leave the safe house when it was time for him to leave Union entirely. So I find it a little bit suspicious that he left out of his own free will. But anyway, make sure you check this body, because we get a pouch upgrade for the shotgun. And now before we move on ahead, there's some high weapon parts that we can get here, and those two dudes are totally waiting to sneak up on us, so nothing like a good bolt to their heads to make sure that they don't get any funny ideas. And I can't see the light that way. Okay, there we go. We'll be able to do a few upgrades, and actually there's an entrance to a safe room in this area after we take the elevator, and you'll probably, and I didn't have enough parts to do this earlier, so I had to wait until now. But you might want to upgrade your smoke bolts at least to level 2, and you might also want to increase the level of the charge time of the crossbow, because it will really come in handy later on when we have a boss battle. So let me go ahead and do that, but first there's a file here, make sure you get it. There's a lot of files for us to collect during this chapter. And now that we're back in the room, let's do that upgrade. So we can't get the level 3 upgrade there, but we can increase the charge time to level 2. And trust me, that will make the boss fight that we'll have later on a lot easier. So it's not a bad idea for you to do that. Of course, it's entirely up to you, but for me, I think it just helps out a lot. And here I was thinking that there was going to be a completely white room, but apparently no, there's still some blood on the ground.
All these tanks. What's this about?
Anyway, let's go through here.
What were they doing in this lab? And why did Liam want me to meet him here?
I don't know, but you're being kind of foolish to just follow along.
Cerebral chip detected. Entry authorized.
Huh. Can't pass through without one of those chips. Gotta be one around here somewhere.
Because I would imagine that, you know, in these circumstances, if someone just calls you and says, hey, come out of your safe room, come and meet me, even though I never meant to leave in the first place, that you'd probably stay behind. That's what I think. Anyway, there's a few things that we can pick up here before we move on ahead. Let's go through here. And if you quickly get behind this guy, you can actually get rid of him or her, depending on, because the enemy that appears here will be random, but you can get behind them quickly and actually use a stealth kill on them, which works pretty well. And that way you just save some ammunition. It's never a good sign when you're in these morgue-like areas and all of a sudden you hear a sound and a body that was laying on the table before is now on the ground. But that's something that, you know, we won't be caught off guard anymore. And it's something that a lot of survival horror games like to do. But we're prepared for it. Okay, here's another file. Make sure you get it. We still have a few chapters to go, but we've already collected most of the files. So we don't really need to get a lot more. And we're going to collect most of them in this chapter anyway. But now let's go through here. Get that green gel. And again, that's not a good sign. But let's go through here now. And I'm going to have to craft a shock bolt. I should have done it when I was in the safe house. And now, of course, it costs me more resources, but we have plenty of resources, so we're good. But I totally forgot that I would actually need it earlier on. But it's not a big deal. We can spare the resources. Anyway, make sure that you get rid of this lost, because he or she will only appear once you get that red gel. And now this isn't necessary for the actual story of the game, but we're going to have Sebastian confront his own past, and that will hopefully help out the guy. Plus we need to do this anyway to get another slide. But let's go through here. Seems to me this guy was turning. And you know what this means.
It's coming. I gotta get out of here.
Our ghost friend is coming back. Yes.
No.
I'm sure that if you replied in just a creepy way back at her, that would make the ghost feel really uncomfortable and she would just stop following Sebastian around. Anyway, we're going to hide here for a little bit. Oh, and she can find you and grab you, by the way, and if she does, it's an automatic game over. But aside from that, all that she's going to be doing is doing these, you know, levitation tricks, which we've seen magic shows where they do that, so I'm not really that impressed. Wait for her to turn around and go through here. That always happens though. And now let's hide over here again, and while she has her back turned I can make it over here. Oh, and can I make it in time? Nope. That's unfortunate. Okay, well, never mind, let's make a run for it. Don't worry, because we have enough time to do this before she gets to us, even though she's close, but we got away. And now somehow she teleports automatically over there, which is kind of funny because she was just behind me, but oh well. You know, I've seen The Exorcist, this isn't that impressive, honestly. But anyway, let's go through here. And we'll wait here, because she will block our path. Although, for the life of me, I don't understand why Sebastian can just get through both those two tables and get out, but there's a specific path that we need to take here. So we're going to wait here a little bit for her to turn back around. Don't move forward yet, she will see you. Okay, now let's go for it. Through here. And now let's wait for her to open a passage for us. Thank you very much. And now let's wait over here. And she's kind enough to create a passage for us. And we are out of here. Thanks for your help, Ghost.
Why is it after me? What does it have to do with this place?
Now, very important, guys, there is a file here that if you didn't get one of the memories earlier on in the game, you won't be able to collect this file. It's not this letter, it's the ripped piece of paper, I believe.
Right. They are everywhere.
But it's on the other side, so if for some reason you don't have this file here, that unfortunately means that you're going to have to go back and get that memory. If you don't do it, then you can't get all of the collectibles in the game. And as we can see here, it seems that Mobius, you know, they'd infiltrated everywhere and they were essentially controlling poor Sebastian. The guy really can't catch a break now, can he? But let's go through here and let's confront our own past, shall we?
Trapped. Can't get us.
still here. Can't leave. Nothing changes. My fault. It's all my fault. What the hell is this? Can't move on. Can't move. The source of my pain is me. The part of me still stuck in STEM. Never getting out. No. I'm wrong. I will get out. But without you. What was that? It felt different than the others. More real. Like something changed. I feel good. Huh. My trusty revolver. Haven't seen you in a long time.
Okay, and just like that, Sebastian has essentially, I guess, he overcame his own fears and his own past, so he's feeling much better now and he's ready to just go out there and, you know, do whatever he needs to do. But like I said, that's completely optional, you don't have to do it. And I've already got it on my practice run, but you will get a trophy, by the way, if you cleared all the sequences. And this one, you will get a trophy that's called, I believe, it's not overcoming the past, it's like getting over beacon or something like that. It's a silver trophy, that I know. I've forgotten the actual name of the trophy.
Our efforts have been in vain. The core escaped less than a day ago. Within hours, we began to receive reports of lost emerging in staggering numbers. They're everywhere now. 20% of Union's populace has succumbed already, and they're actively hunting down and killing whoever is left. It's a nightmare. At this rate, there will be no one left in 2 weeks. We've lost contact with Mobius. We're trapped in here. With the Lost. It's too late to stop now. The entire Union experiment is doomed. We're all doomed. I'm sorry.
Maybe you shouldn't have made the core a little girl. I know that their explanation is that they had to use a child because I guess children are naive and they really can't be, you know, evil or something. But it's kind of crazy that as soon as the child goes missing, everything starts going wild. But, well, I guess that's what happens in every single evil corporation that we deal with. We could call Mobius Umbrella Corporation, we could call it whatever we want. From a movie, from a video game, it doesn't matter. They always mess up, and then it's always up to someone to kind of fix the issue for them. But anyway, let's go to door number 3. And we're going to get that ship that we need in order to follow Hoffman.
What do we have here?
So the code is at the end of this file. It's 0128.
This guy's chip yet. I can use it to get through that door and find Hoffman.
I'm surprised that his body hasn't started decomposing yet, unless this happened very recently.
Okay, let's see what happens.
That seems like it would kill him if he was still alive, honestly. But let's take a look.
Oh, thank God he's already dead. I gotta get out of this lab.
It's never a good sign when the lights go out. But we'll just have to manage. Okay, we need to go through here. And I might have actually made a mistake, because I ran through that segment and maybe I shouldn't have. They might have seen me. Oh, okay. Well, she totally saw me. I wonder if she'll follow me here. Maybe she won't. It's kind of a gamble, but we'll go with it. Oh yeah, she totally saw me. Well, we can't have that. I guess I'll just have to find another axe along the way. That was not supposed to happen, by the way. I should have waited before. I should have gotten rid of her first. Because, yeah, now her friend is coming to see me as well. Well, time to improvise. Oh, how did that miss? Well, it's a good thing I have that upgrade, isn't it? That's what you get for trying to grab me. Yeah, fortunately I had that skill where Sebastian can break free of an opponent's grab by throwing a bottle against them. Otherwise I would have taken damage there, but it's all good. Things worked out. My mistake was that I should have taken care of that first lost before moving forward and waiting for the other lost to jump out of the window. That's really what messed things up. But all's well when it ends well, so that's what matters. And over this walkthrough there have been a few times where we just had to improvise. And that's not a bad thing, honestly. Okay. She's going to see something. I should have waited. Of course, this would happen. Well, remember what I just said about improvising? Guess what we're going to do now. So essentially the goal here is to get to the door. Once you get close enough to the door will automatically read the chip, and then you'll have to wait a couple of seconds before the door opens up. And then you can get out. Obviously you have to do this without being spotted. Let's get rid of this guy here. At least we'll get some more green gel, so it's not that bad. But ideally we want to avoid all of these guys. And she's there still, so we're going to have to wait for her to move away. And she has her two pals with her. Wonderful. Well, we'll be okay. Let's try this one more time, shall we? Okay, so while they're eating that corpse or whatever, and while she's moving away in the opposite direction, we have to wait for her to walk. Okay, because there will be a computer voice and they will hear that voice. Okay, let's move towards the door just a little bit. You don't have to actually get too close to it. And now move back here again. And now the door will open in just a little bit. There we go. So now we can get out of here. Just sneak past them or run. It doesn't matter. They won't follow you into the other room. Their path will be blocked. And we are out of here. So yeah, we had to improvise a little bit, but all's well when it ends well, like I said. And that wasn't that bad, honestly. It could have went a lot worse. If for some reason I didn't manage to hide, I would not want to enter open combat with that monster because they're just annoying, and the best way to take them down is to shoot them in the head quickly with a sniper rifle, but in my position that would be kind of hard.
Voices.
Let's do this.
No! Can't you see what he's trying to do to you? Please, stop! Don't let him control you!
Just listen. Listen. His voice will tell you.
You've got to resist him!
Hoffman! Stand back!
No! He doesn't know what he's doing! Liam! Don't!
What do you mean, Liam?
Stay back!
Stay out of my way, Sebastian.
O'Neill, what happened?
Theodore showed me the way. I am his now. I helped him hide. And in exchange, he gave me a new life.
A life as a slave.
You'll never understand. For that, you'll burn!
Alright guys, so our opponent is O'Neill, and as soon as the battle starts, immediately fire a smoke bolt to the ground so that he stops seeing you.
Getting too hot in here.
You might want to attempt to try and stab him while he's surrounded by the smoke, but I will let you know that that's really random. It doesn't always work, so I think that I have come up with a strategy that works pretty well, but first we need for him to kind of follow us. He's going over there. I don't want him to go over there. See, another thing about O'Neill here, I don't know that he's going to come all the way over here, but at least it gives me some time to explain. Whenever you're getting close to him, it doesn't matter if he doesn't see you or not. If you take too long, he will always start turning around and he will catch you. So you have to do this fairly quickly. It's really random, but that's just how it works. So he's going towards the other side. I wanted to get him close to that pillar and then just go around the pillar and use stealth attacks to get him. But fortunately there's more pillars in this area, so we will be fine either way. First we just need him to spot us. Come over here, O'Neill. There we go. If you stand behind the pillar, you will be protected by the fire as long as you duck. And now we just need for him to turn around and we can try and get him. He's too far away. See, this always happens. If you take too long, and if you're just a few feet away from him, not even just mere inches away from him, he will always turn around to confront you. It doesn't matter how sneaky you are, it will always happen. See? Even though I was just a little bit away from him, he still turned his face. So we have to wait for him to turn around. And what we want is to get him close to the pillar, because that's our best bet to get him. Okay. We managed to get him here once. Good stuff. We have to do this 3 more times. Let's side behind the pillar once again, and he's going to follow us. And this is where the rest of the strategy will come into play. We'll wait for him to turn around once again. See? I got a little too close to him and he immediately turned around. He always does this, so you can't trust the smoke bolt strategy to get him. It's not 100% effective. It might work for you a couple of times, but it's not a guaranteed deal. So this strategy, in my opinion, works a lot better. Okay, we got him 2 times. Get ready to fire another smoke bolt into the ground quickly, otherwise he will charge at you and stab you or burn you, one or the other. So fire to the ground quickly. There we go, we got him just in time. And once again, let's hide behind the pillar, and we're just going to repeat the strategy. We have to do it 2 more times and the fight will be over. So wait for him to come over here. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but somehow O'Neill is much taller than he used to be. So I guess that's really the reason why he decided to do a pact with Theodore. He just wanted to be taller, because the guy was shorter than Sebastian before, and now he's like 7 feet tall, if not taller, honestly. Aside from that, he didn't change all that much.
I told him.
Okay, there we go. You just have to do it one more time. And I am kind of surprised that they actually made O'Neill into a villain. I thought that we were just going to find him dead. But here he is. See, we just have to be careful here, because if you take just 1 extra second and if you're not close enough to him before you do this, he will turn around. That's why it's so important to do it around the pillars, because it's guaranteed that you will make it in time. And we got it. Bye, O'Neill.
Thank you, Sebastian. Finally, free from his voice. From my fears. I was so scared. You've got to stop him.
I can't stop him if I can't find him, O'Neill.
He phase shifted. He's not here. Not anywhere. The machine in the room next door. You've got to destroy it.
What machine?
He made me build it. To hide him. Destroy it. So that you can destroy him.
What happened? How did O'Neill get turned into that thing?
I don't know. I've been locked in my safe house since you left. When Liam called and asked me to meet him, I was so relieved to hear his voice. But he wasn't Liam. He was that thing. I tried to get through to him, but you heard him. Theodore Wallace did something to him.
Poor guy. I didn't want to have to kill him.
You didn't have a choice. Theodore wasn't gonna give him up. So what now?
Let's take a look at this machine O'Neill was talking about.
I think it's on the other side of the room where you found us. Let's go.
Okay, and poor O'Neill is down. Well, I guess I'm already surprised that he made it all the way to chapter 11, so,
I could use
you know.
this, but it's broken.
It was a fun fight, although slightly random, but the strategy that I used should work for you. And now let's get another memory over here.
Yes, Master. Of course. The machine is operating as it should. Thank you, Father Theodore. To hear you say that, it fills me with pride. What? But she is harmless to us. She's not... No. I would never disobey. Of course I will. Whatever pleases you. Yukiko, can you hear me? I'm in the fabrication room. Clearances don't mean much when everyone's dead. Just, please come and meet me here. I have something to show you. It's important. I'm sorry, Yukiko, but he demands it.
You know, O'Neill must be the type of guy that's very easy to persuade because we didn't see the guy for maybe a couple hours. Last time I saw him he was totally normal, and now that we see him again he's grown in size quite a little bit.
Lots of weird stuff in here. Looks like he was building something.
Maybe that machine he was talking about.
He's already been corrupted by Theodore, so that didn't take long at all. What, did Theodore give him like a flash seminar or something and that was enough? Apparently that's all that he needed to do for O'Neill. Very easy to corrupt. Let's listen to some slides.
Kidman, it's me.
Read you loud and clear, Sebastian.
Mobius. A name. That was all I had to go on. Every avenue I pursued led to a dead end. And now I find out that they're everywhere. Hidden in plain sight. I don't understand how.
I told you before, you don't find Mobius unless they want you to. They've been around for a long, long time. They know what they're doing. We knew you were looking. We were watching you. And we were able to stop you every time you got too close.
Why? Why do they do this?
People need leadership.
People choose. Mobius wants to do isn't leadership. It's imprisonment. They know this. If they own all the media and politicians already, they should be out in the open. They hide in the shadows because they know what they're doing is evil. If people knew the truth, they'd burn Mobius to the ground.
Maybe you're right. But if people ever did find out the truth, who would believe them?
Yeah. The easiest way to hide a conspiracy is to make people think there's no such thing as a conspiracy. Kidman, come in.
I'm here, Sebastian. What's up?
Ever get the feeling you don't know what's real anymore?
More than most people. Although probably not as much as you.
The first time I was inside STEM, I didn't know I was in it. Even when I got out, I was never totally sure that I'd ever left. And when I tried to explain what happened...
People told you you were crazy.
Of course. If someone came to me with my story, I'd have them committed for their own protection.
I know. I'm with Mobius, and it still took me a while to adjust after Beacon. It was like living in a perpetual state of deja vu. Sometimes I still get a little confused.
And that's why you stayed out this time?
I don't ever want to go back into STEM again if I can avoid it.
Consider yourself lucky. Union is like having deja vu in the middle of a dream about deja vu. I hope I can make it out of here with my mind intact.
I just hope you make it out of there, period. I'm not sure anyone gets out with their mind completely intact. STEM marks you in ways that I think no one's aware of yet.
And that's why we shouldn't use it now, isn't it? Anyway, I think that we should stay away from STEM altogether. It's clearly something that's not going to work. Although it serves for a nice conspiracy theory, I mean, a lot of people already believe that everything that we do is being watched and controlled, and that might be kind of true. But anyway, all that we can do is craft some ammunition and move on. And I mean that in the game, not in real life, by the way. But anyway, let's get a couple shock bolts as well. And might as well make some sniper rifle ammunition as well, since we're at the table, and if we do it outside of this table, we'll need to use more resources. So that's going to work for now. Now we're just going to get a few upgrades for Sebastian. And essentially at this point the chapter is over, guys. There's still a lot of dialogue that we'll have to witness, and most of it is optional, but I recommend that you listen so that you can understand the story a little bit better, of course. Let's upgrade Brawler 2, that might come in handy. And Firing Stance 1, and that's all that we can do. And by the way, there's still one more collectible for us to get in this chapter, and I am going to show it. Hoffman is following us around.
So you know Theodore Wallace?
Of course. He's head of recruitment. But what's he doing in STEM? And why is he doing this?
There's a lot going on that you don't know about. Theodore wants Lily for himself. You saw what he did to O'Neill. He'll do that to everybody in here if he has to. He'll tear this place apart to get his hands on her. I can't let that happen.
What is it?
I'm not totally sure, but it looks a hell of a lot like the stable field emitter. Whatever it is, O'Neill said to destroy it. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I know just how. It's me.
Sebastian, I'm starting to think you forgot about me.
Have you finished arming that cookie dough of yours?
I have. Looking for an excuse to use it too.
Good. I'm sending you my coordinates. Bring the big guns. We're going hunting.
Got it. I'm already gone. See you soon.
I'm almost ready over here. Let me know when you're good to go.
Okay guys, so before we talk to her, we're going to get the last locker key in this chapter. It's right over here, make sure you get it. And now we're going to talk with both Torres and Hoffman to conclude this chapter.
I need you to clarify a few things for me, Hoffman. You didn't seem surprised to see Esmeralda here.
Why should I be? She's a familiar face in STEM.
Everybody knows everybody in Mobius, huh?
More like I know everybody. I've been in charge of new hire evaluations for years.
Like one big dysfunctional family.
Esmeralda's the best person to have around in dangerous situations. She's a good soldier.
You're damn right I am.
I assume you know Myra, too?
I do. We work together closely.
How could she do this? How could she stand by while they conducted experiments on Lily? How could she tell Lily that I was dead?
Myra's maternal instinct is very strong. She joined Mobius to be closer to Lily. And the word experiment is a bit harsh. Lily was treated well, and she was able to interact with her mother on a daily basis. As far as telling Lily you were dead, I believe Myra only did it to protect Lily's feelings.
Yeah, well, I believe Myra's maternal instinct has gotten a little bit out of control.
Hopefully, you can work this all out as a family when this is all over.
I've been into Theodore's reality. If it's a reflection of his psyche, he's definitely got some serious mental issues.
That would explain why he's so powerful.
And yet he's hiding.
Perhaps it's easier to manipulate from the shadows.
Well, I'm about to drag him out of the shadows.
If what Liam told us was true,
There's only one way to find out. I don't know if you should be in here when this thing goes off.
I don't think I want to be. There were some interesting items in the other room that Liam was working on. I want to go check and see if there's anything that might be useful.
Okay. But then you should get back to your safe house. No telling what will happen in here once we shut this thing down.
Will do.
Tell me something, Torres. So you knew Hoffman before this?
Everybody knows Hoffman. You don't get into Mobius without passing through her office.
Can she be trusted?
I might have said no before, but nothing like being abandoned by your corporate masters to make you rethink your position. She's trapped in here like the rest of us.
So you're not sure?
Yeah, she's not bad. Just a bit of a cold fish. I have trouble completely trusting people who look at me like I'm something in a petri dish.
I don't know what's gonna happen when we blow this thing up.
Me either. But at least we're being proactive.
I don't think we're gonna convince Theodore to leave Lily alone. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy who can be talked into doing the right thing.
So you're giving me orders to shoot on sight?
I'm just saying be prepared for anything. You can't predict what's gonna happen in this place. No offense, but how did someone as smart and headstrong as you wind up in an organization like Mobius?
I was a demolitions expert in the army. They loaned me out to Mobius for some Black Ops stuff. Once my term was up, they came knocking.
And you just joined up like that?
They were pretty good salesmen. They don't tell you everything when you sign up. I was tasked with some things that I'm not proud of. They expect you to follow blindly, and if you disobey... When Myra offered me the opportunity to get out, I had to take it. I've still got some morals left, despite the things that I've had to do.
Is that enough to take care of this thing?
Like 10 times over. And it's ready to go when you are.
I'm good to go.